Hi friends, good day. Last class we have worked out one problem today. Before I take out the first problem, let me tell you a few things about preferential payments. Preferential payments is nothing but preferential creditors as per list C we have seen already. In this problem, the importance of this preferential creditors is very important. What are the items which comes under preferential creditors? We haven't seen in the last class. Today's class just will be working out. Preferential payments. All revenues, taxes, cesses, and rates due and payable by the company to the government or local authority within 12 months next before the commencement of winding up. All revenue, taxes, cesses, and rates due and payable by the company to the government are within 12 months next before commencement of winding up. Before commencement of winding up, whatever the amount which is due for preceding 12 months, that is to be considered as a preferential payment. All wages or salary, including wages for time or piece work and salary earned wholly or in part by way of commission of any employee. All wages and salary, including wages for time or piece work and salary earned wholly or in partly by way of commission of any employee due for a period not exceeding 4 months. This is important. Not exceeding 4 months. Within the 12 months next before commencement of winding up, provided amount payable to one claimant, means to one employee, will not exceed 20,000. So that means whatever the amount which is due to employee towards wages or salary for 4 months per claimant, the amount will not exceed 20,000. All accrued holiday remuneration becoming payable to any employee on account of winding up. All accrued holiday remuneration means whenever there is a holiday, like we see that Sunday is a holiday or any other festival, and even that day is also to be considered for making the payment. All accrued holiday remuneration becoming payable to an employee on account of winding up, anything which is due also has to be paid. All sums due to any employee from a provident fund, pension fund, gratuity fund, or any other fund for the welfare of the employees maintained by the company. Any sums due to any employee from a provident fund, pension fund, gratuity fund. You might have learned about these things in income tax. What is PF, what is pension fund, what is gratuity fund, and any fund for the welfare of the employees maintained by the company also has to be taken as a preferential payment. The expense of any investigation held under section 235, 237 insofar as they are payable by the company. Any expense or any investigation undertaken by the company and the amount is due by the company, that also to be considered as a preferential payment. When we work out the problems, we will discuss about that. For the time being, this is very important. Generally, these two things will very important from the examination point of view. All revenue taxes, all wages, salary not exceeding for 4 months, not exceeding 20,000 rupees per claimant is to be considered as a preferential payment. Okay. So today we'll be starting this one, problem number, and I told you after completion of statement of affairs, the next class we can start about deficiency account. So let me begin today with this one. The following information was extracted from the books of a limited company on 31st March 16, on which date a winding up order was made. Equity share capital 20,000. Now let me, before I go to that, what is that we need to do, then you will be able to understand it. Prepare statement of affairs. Last class we have seen list A, assets which are not specifically pledged. List B, asset that is specifically pledged. List C, preferential creditors. We also got here whatever I have explained the other day. List A, full particulars of every description of property not specifically pledged included. Any other list are to be set forth in this list. This is not important. Assets not specifically pledged, assets specifically pledged. Okay. And creditors fully or partly secured means specifically pledged is for getting loan from creditors. It can be partly or fully. secured. Preferential creditors for rates, taxes, salaries, wages and otherwise. List of debenture holders securing floating charge. Unsecured creditors, preference shareholders, equity shareholders, deficiency or surplus. These things we have learned in the one of our previous classes, maybe first class I think. Now, if you want, you can take a pencil and you can make a copy of this. Equity share capital, list G. Equity share capital. 14% preference share capital. List F, no. List F. Calls in arrears on equity shares estimated to realize. Calls, that means this 2 lakhs, 2 lakh rupees is the equity share capital, 10 rupees, fully called up. But if you look at it, what is the amount that is outstanding? 4,000 rupees is outstanding, meaning calls in arrears. Calls in arrears is nothing but it's like a outstanding, no? Calls in arrears is calls in arrears. Just a minute, my dear friends. Calls in arrears on equity shares estimated to realize 2,000. What do you mean by this? 4,000 is calls in arrears, but estimated to realize 2,000 means remaining 2,000 you can't expect it. So out of the amount that is to be paid to equity shareholder is 2 lakhs minus 4,000 calls in arrears actually means 1,96,000. Out of which you are going to get back 2,000 rupees from that shareholders, no? So therefore, what is the balance amount? 2 lakhs minus 2,000 is can't be collected. So what is the amount that you are expecting to be paid to equity shareholders? 1,98,000. See, total 2 lakhs minus out of 4,000, 2,000 is estimated to realize, no? So what is balance amount that is not to be realized is 2,000. So the amount which you are expecting to be realized is the amount that is expected to be paid to equity shareholders is 1,98,000. Out of 4,000 calls in arrears, 2,000 you are estimated to realize. So 2,000 minus 4,000, if you want, you can put it in that way also. Plus 2,000. 4,000 calls in arrears. But you are expecting to realize 2,000 calls in arrears. So what is the amount that is final to be paid to equity shareholders? 1,98,000. Why? Why do you need the amount to be paid to equity shareholder? The reason is, my dear friends, the reason is that this particular chapter is making all payment to outsiders, then amount will be paid to shareholders. So this is what. Now, the calls in arrears on equity shares estimated to realize in the format I've told you already will go to list A. This 2,000 will go to where? List A. First class I've given the formats. First class, second class I think. Last class I've given a format. You can go through that. 14% first mortgage debenture secured by floating charge on the whole of the assets of the company. Interest paid up to date means the interest is not due. So float secured by floating charge on all assets. As I told you, this will be taken to list D, no? Debenture holder secured by floating charge means charge on all assets will be taken as list D. Next, creditors are having a mortgage on the freehold land and building. This will be taken to list B. Similarly, creditors having a second mortgage on the freehold land and building. This will also will go to list B. So this 85, 95 will be taken to list B that we have seen in the last class. Trade creditors, list E. Unsecured creditors. Bills discounted of these bills, 15,000 are expected to be dishonored. What do you mean by this? Bills discounted 40,000. You are having doubt that 15,000 worth of bills are expected to be dishonored means it is a contingent liability expected to be dishonored. Contingent liability, 40,000 rupees is a contingent liability. Out of 40,000 rupees contingent liability, 15,000 are expected to be dishonored means when bills discount is dishonored, it is the duty of the drawer to make a payment. In this case, with the drawer company. So therefore, it will come under list E. We have seen already in the format of last class. Unclaimed dividend will come under list E. Bills payable, list E. Income tax due. Today we have seen income tax due. Any tax due to local authorities will be taken as list C. Preferential creditors. Preferential creditors. Salaries and wages for 5 months. I told you salaries and wages is to be considered for only 4 months. Here 5 months has been given. So now what is to be done? 40,000 rupees is for 5 months. 4 months how much? 40,000 into 4 by 5. Come on, tell me. 40,000 is for 5 months. So how much? 40,000 to 4 by 5 means 5 8s are 8 4s are 32. 32,000 rupees is list C. So 40,000 minus 32,000. See, salaries and wages, I've told you per claimant, it is 20,000. We don't know how many employees are there or workers are there. So we assume that 40,000 is for salaries and wages for employees. How many employees are there? We don't know. So we assume that entire 40,000 is due. But this amount has been given for how many months? 5 months. I need only 4 months. No? Today just now I explained you about this particular point. You can read for yourself. Not exceeding 4 months within 12 months. But one claimant will not exceed 20,000. Okay, therefore, in this case, salaries and wages is for 5 months is 40,000. So for 4 months, how much? 30,000. 30,000 will be taken as preferential creditors, and balance will be taken as unsecured creditors 8,000. List E. Then comes. And one more thing, sir, per claimant you are saying 20,000. No, it is 40,000 means we are expecting the salaries and wages to employees. Employees are more than one. In case of company, there won't be only one employee, as a limited company. So don't ask me any doubts that per claimant 20,000 rupees. No, sir, how many employees are there? We don't know. Obviously, it is more than one. Okay. Next, this is very interesting point. Bank overdraft secured by second charge on the whole of the assets of the company. Second charge on the whole of the assets of the company. So whole means total. So we already seen on the whole of the assets of the company we are having list D. So for the first time bank overdraft is also coming under list D. That means under list D we are having two assets. Under list D two liabilities we are having. Charge on all assets. Two liabilities we are having. Very rarely you come across. Please remember, and you should not confuse yourself depending upon the problem. Sir, bank overdraft is unsecured. Then it won't be taken to list list D. It will be taken to unsecured creditors. Next, cash in hand. List A. Debtors of these 60,000 are good and 15,000 are doubtful. Estimated to realize. That means 60,000 is good, okay. Total out of 90,000. 60,000 is good, 15,000 is doubtful, 15,000 doubtful, out of which to realize 5,000. So 60 plus 15,000 minus 5, doubtful, no? 10,000. So therefore it is coming to how much? 65,000. So here out of 15,000 are doubtful, estimate to realize 5,000, my dear friend. This is one more zero is missing. Estimate to realize 5,000 and rest is bad, he's saying. So 65,000 will be taken to list A. 65,000 rupees will be taken to list A. Next, bills of exchange considered good. List A. List A. Freehold land and building. About this particular thing, Creta's freehold land and buildings estimated to produce 1,65,000. We are having freehold land and buildings on that. A property has been mortgaged for getting a loan. So this also will be taken to list B. Estimate to realize. Plant and machinery estimate to produce 90,000. Yeah, this will be taken list A. Fixtures and fitting list A. Stock in trade estimate to produce 25% less means 80,000 into 75% is estimate to realize. 80,000 into 75%. It is to be 60,000 is estimated to realize. Patents estimated to produce 45,000. Excise authorities imposed a penalty of 1,60,000 for evasion of excise and income tax. Imposed a penalty for evasion of tax. So this will not be taken. They have imposed a penalty, and this actually is important for deficiency account. So for the time being, excise authorities imposed a penalty of 1,60,000 for evasion of taxes, and income tax authority imposed a penalty of rupees 60,400 for evasion of tax, for which he is not asking to provide any liability. They have imposed it. So when they have imposed it, will become contingent liability. Likely to occur. They have imposed it, and in fact, the SSC is having the right to again apply, and he will be asking why you have imposed a tax, what are your from my side, from company side, what are the problems you are having, what kind of returns we haven't submitted. So these things will be there. So it will not be taken to preferential creditors unless and until he mentions that it is likely to occur, likely to happen. So now he is asking us to prepare statement of affairs. So in the last class you have seen the format of statement of affairs, how to go about it. So same thing today we will be continuing. Okay. So let us start doing the problem. Statement of affairs as on 31st March 16. Statement of affairs as on 31st March 16. And you know that here we are writing estimated realizable value estimated realizable value. Let us start. Assets not specifically pledged. assets not specifically pledged as per list A. You can see, let us start with first cash in hand, etc. Okay. Because first we will be looking at the liquid position. So let me start with cash in hand. Cash in hand 1200. Then we will move on to the next one. Better to go in the form of liquidity. No, there's nothing wrong in going in other way around also. Bills of exchange. Considered good 35,000. Then after that, if you go in this way, debtors. These are listy, I told you, no. Debtors I have explained already. 65,000 we need to consider. 60,000 good. Out of 15,000, estimate release 5,000. So 60 plus 5, 65,000. After debtors, we got calls in arrears 2,000. Calls in arrears or unpaid calls 2,000. Then after that, I'll do one thing. The items which has been covered, I'll put a tick mark. Wait. Then we are having one more current asset, stock. Okay. And after that, here I've taken already calls in arrears also. We are having now patents, planted machinery, fixtures. So if you go by tangible assets, let me start with tangible assets. Freehold land and building has been already pledged. So this will be taken list B. Plant and machinery 1,20,000 book value, but you are expect to realize how much? 90,000. That amount we should take. Then fixtures estimated to produce 8,000. 8,000. Fixtures 8,000. And last one intangible asset we are having here, patents. What is patents? 45,000. Go for totaling of it. In the meanwhile, I will be doing myself. 3,06,200. Next, this is completed. Next, assets specifically pledged. So assets specifically pledged as per list B. You all are having format of this. Okay, in this we are having 4 columns. Estimated realizable value of the item that has been pledged due to secured creditors deficiency ranking as unsecured. Surplus. It means you may be having either deficiency or surplus. What is the name of the asset? We have seen already here. Freehold land and building. This freehold land and building has been mortgaged. What is the realized estimated produce value? 1,65,000. See, you know the statement of affairs will give you clarity to the liquidator and to the court or to the members, whatever the asset that is available that can be used for that amount is useful for making the liabilities. These all are estimation. This is not reality. See, this is what is going to fetch you, not the book value. Sometimes the asset value that may fetch may be more than book value, less than book value. We need not consider, sir, 15,000 loss is there, no need to consider about it. The statement of affairs will give you clarity. Simple, it's a statement telling you this is what probable receipt, this is what probable payment. That's it. But actually, the actual payment will be taken to in a statement called as liquidator final account called as liquidator final account. That we will be discussing later on. This is only estimation. So now coming back to this, freehold freehold land and building, estimated realizable value 1,65,000, and here due to secured creditors we have already learned that 1,75,000. Where, sir? Here 85 plus 90. 1,75,000. Now 1,65,000 is the asset that is going to be realized value. But what is the amount that is due to secured creditors? 1,75,000. So deficiency ranking as unsecured is how much? 10,000. This will be taken as list C, list E, unsecured creditors. You have also learned in partnership. Unpaid amount to secured creditors will be taken as unsecured creditors. Unpaid amount to dissolution of a firm, you have seen that. Unpaid amount to partnership firm, unpaid secured creditors will be taken as unsecured creditors. Unpaid secured creditors will be taken as unsecured creditors. Here freehold land and building 1,65,000. Due to secured creditors 1,75,000. What is deficiency? 10,000. Now come back to this here. Estimated total assets available for preferential creditors, comma, debenture holders, secured by floating charge. Floating charge means charge on all assets. And other creditors. We have all seen this problem for the first time, bank overdraft, and other creditors carry forward. What is the estimate total assets available? 3,06,200. 3,06,200. That's it. Now we'll be writing heading summary of gross assets. This you have seen in the last class. Summary of gross assets. Summary of gross assets, we'll write gross realizable value of assets specifically pledged. We have seen 1,65,000. This is just for cross checking, I told you. Then other assets, I told you 3,06,200. This is only for verification, my dear friends. So it is coming to 4,71,200. Now then we can continue here. Gross liabilities gross liabilities. Now here secured creditors as per list B to the extent covered by assets Secured creditors as per list B to the extent covered by assets specifically pledged. See, this is very important point. When secured creditors as per list B to the extent covered by assets specifically pledged means you got due to secured creditors 1,75,000, but estimated realizable value is 1,65,000. Here we have seen already. So land and building, freehold land and building 1,50,000, but estimated produce 1,765,000. So that is what we are writing here. Estimated to realize 1,65,000, but your secured creditors is 1,75,000. Now when you are writing gross liability, you should write only 1,65,000. The reason is that the 10,000 that can't be paid deficiency will be taken to list E. That's it. So secured creditors as per list B to the extent covered by assets specifically pledged. Next, coming back to preferential creditors. As per list C. Preferential creditors as per list C. We have seen already here. List C, preferential creditors. This one, 32,000 salaries and wages. Then somewhere we got income tax due. Income tax due is 25. This 25,000 list C, and here I have told you this one, 30,000 list C. So 32 plus 25 becomes 57,000. You can write one by one preferential creditors, income tax due, if you write working notes for this, it is not required. Since working notes I have not written, I am writing both the sides. Income tax due will become 25,000. Here it is 25,000 outer column. Next, salaries and wages. Salaries and wages, I told you 32,000. Here I have written. Okay, these two comes under category of preferential creditors as per list C. Now, and if you deduct after this, relax 6,200 minus these two, 57,000. Take the calculator, do it. 3,06,200 minus 57,000. It is coming to 3,06,200 minus. It is coming to 2,49,200. Last class I have told you this can be ignored, or you can write an amount here. Estimated balance of assets available estimated balance of assets available for debenture holders and creditors secured by floating charge brackets as per list B, list D. In this problem we are having two items, debentures and also bank overdraft. So first let me write debentures. What is debentures? You can see here. ₹2 lakh. 2 lakhs. Then we are having bank overdraft. What is bank overdraft given here? Bank overdraft secured by second charge on the whole of the assets of the company, 20,000. Okay, so debentures and bank overdraft. After doing this, 2,49,200 minus 2,20,000, you'll be getting, you will be left out with 29,200. This, from this we have to deduct estimated balance available for unsecured creditors. Now that is 29,200. Now we have to see list E. List E, unsecured creditors. We got so many unsecured creditors, that list you can write here. I've already given E, where trade creditors 270, so 2,70,000 plus unpaid secured creditors. We'll do one thing. Trade creditors will write including unpaid secured creditors. Trade creditors including unpaid secured creditors. It will become 2,80,000. 2,80,000. Why 2,80,000? Because 2,70,000 is trade creditors. 10,000 is the amount that is unpaid to secured creditors. So it will become 2,80,000. Why 10,000? From where you got it here? You can see deficiency regard ranking as unsecured. This 10,000 will be taken as, I told you in previous class, I have told you, today also we have seen, unpaid amount to secured creditors will be taken as list E. In partnership accounts also you have seen unsecured creditors as per list E. Trade creditors including unpaid secured creditors. Then comes remaining items we have to see. This is completed. Now bills discounted, expected to be desired. This will be taken as list E. Then comes, just a minute, my dear friends. There's one more item here. And this salaries and wages, which is not part of unsecured creditors, also will be taken to list. This also you should remember. This is what I am checking. Bills discounted 15,000. Bills discounted 15,000. Next, this is completed. Unclaimed dividend 6,000. Unclaimed dividends 6,000. Next, bills payable 10,000. Bills payable 10,000. This is also completed. And income tax due already taken there. Salaries and wages to the extent not covered under list C will be taken to list E. It is coming to 8,000 rupees. Salaries and wages 8,000 rupees. Next, yes, all items are, this is completed, no? This is completed, this is completed, this is completed, this is completed, and that's it. These all are comes under the category of list E. We have to go for totaling of it. Now you can, instead of going for totaling 29,200, you deduct these items available, you will be getting negative definitely. So you do one thing, first you go for totaling of these things, 280, 15, take the calculator. I'll be reading out, you can go for calculating. 2,80,000 plus 15,000 plus 6,000 plus 10,000. 8,000. It is coming to 3,19,000. Or you can do one thing, these all the items you can put it in here, then totaling will be easy. In this way also you can do it. Even if you write outer column, nothing will happen, it will be easy. 3,19,000. You are already having 29,000. Out of 29,000, 29,000 is the amount available, but the liability is 3,19,000. So 3,19,000, if you deduct from 29,200, you are having deficiency of 2,89,800. And this is what is we are writing, estimated deficiency as regards to creditors. Brackets being the difference between gross assets and gross liabilities. Now, you can go for totaling of these things. Liabilities are liabilities. Gross liability, take calculator, 1,65,000 plus 25,000 plus 32,000 plus 2 lakhs plus 20,000 plus 2,80,000 plus 15,000 plus 6,000 plus 10,000 plus 8,000. Gross liabilities are coming to 7,61,000. Now, I told you estimated efficiency as regards to creditors being the difference between gross assets and gross liability. This is cross verification. What is your gross assets, my dear friends? You can see 4,71,200. Gross summary of gross assets 4,71,200. That is, even if you, this is for information I'm writing, 4,71,200 minus 7,61,000. You can cross check. 4,71,200 minus 7,61,000. This is cross verification. You are getting 2,89,800. Okay, now you can stop here if you are going to proceed with the preferential share capital. So here I am writing issued and called up. Issued and called up. We are having in the beginning, I told you, list FG, 30,000 shares of 30,000, 14% preference shares of 10 rupees each, fully paid. List F, 3 lakhs. Next, 20,000 equity shares of 10 rupees each. Equity shares of rupees 10 each, fully paid, less calls in arrears. Less calls in arrears. I've already explained what is calls in arrears. 4,000, but 2,000 you are expected to release. That means finally 1,98,000. If you add 4,98,000. Now totally how much it is coming to? 7,87,800. If you want, you can cross check. How, sir? 2,89,800 plus 4,98,000. 7,87,800. Okay. So now it is coming to estimated deficiency. Estimated deficiency as per list H. You can see, my dear friends, that means 2,89,800 still to be paid to creditors. After realization of asset, this is what we could not able to pay. And as to regard to members, you could not able to pay 498. Total deficiency is how much? 7,87,800. That means company's financial position is not good as per report submitted by liquidator. This is what you will be getting, estimated deficiency. Sometimes you may get estimated surplus also. Very rarely this question is being asked, but having said that, every problem, any problem is important from the examination point of view. And only one thing we need to learn tomorrow is deficiency and statement FFS. We are having 2 to 3 problems on that. Maybe in 2 to 3 classes we shall be able to finish up. Then we can go for few more other things we can learn. This is all. It looks very simple. Only you need bit of practice. If you practice it, you will be able to do it. There are some chapters which is difficult. You need to write the format and also go back and see. It's not like T-shaped ledger, debit and credit. So in that way, it may look a bit difficult, but otherwise it's very easy chapter. Okay. So I hope you all are following this. So this is about problem number 1 we have completed today. Okay. We'll meet in the next class. Till then, goodbye. God bless you. Thank you.